So day 4, we've used some strategies focusing on vowels and how we can break up a syllable between consonants, but we can also break up a syllable where there's a vowel. And it depends on whether it's a long vowel or a short vowel. We have to listen to the vowel sounds to figure out where those breaks are going to be, right? So today, our objective, let me get this thing in a bigger screen. Our objective today is readers learn to break multisyllable words apart before the consonant and LE. Okay, so the letters LE. So when we're looking at these words today, think about the patterns, where the syllables would be. Do you have a question, Daniel?
Did you hang up the multiplying parts this time?
I did this time, yeah.
Yay.
They're
Aww.
all over the place, so they're even,
You ruined.
they're new to you as well. You'll have to figure out where they're at. There's 25 of them.
Yeah, you
Okay.
already find out.
So that's a different subject. We're staying focused on this. So we're going to find the syllables in scramble and sparkle. Now go ahead and use this marker to help us break those up. So let's start with the word scramble. It's right up here. Where would the syllables be, Tate?
In between the M and the B.
Between the M and the B. Okay, maybe. What do we think? Kylie?
I have a question. So, do you need whiteboard for this, or?
Not yet. Just we're all focusing on the word up here right now. Brecken, did you kind of have a thought?
I was thinking maybe
The A and the M.
It's not
Scram
scramble.
is already a word on it. It's not scramble. It's
Alright, what do you think? You think London?
I can see why Beckham did that, but it's only like a two-syllable word, so
Alright. So we're thinking 2-syllable word. And we're thinking like that. Scram. Scram. That sounds like a 1-syllable word, right? Scram. Scram. Scramble. Okay, let's go to sparkle then, if we feel that's where that's at. What do we think, Wesley?
Between the K and the L. Spark. Oh.
Yeah. Put that right on top of you. Okay, that's a little bit better. We got different thoughts. Marcos?
Sparkle, and I feel like when you say spark, I feel like it must be right, but at the same time, I feel like it should be between the R and the K.
Agreed.
Yeah, but it sounds like it's between the K and the L. Spark.
But spark is a word too.
Spark is a word too.
Yeah, but spark has more to do with sparkle.
Yeah.
You don't say spark.
Yeah.
You don't say sparkle. You say sparkle.
I say sparkle.
Yeah, that's what everybody does say, and I'm like, you don't know.
Yeah.
Now let's
Oh, yeah, spark,
There
right?
would be more
Spark.
room for
Spark.
the next syllable anyway.
Sparkle. I think
That's how I go.
There's more
So-
room for the next syllable, so it's not just 2 words. Letters.
so. I think this has to be right. Sparkle, because spark is a word. It's a 1-syllable word. So it's not odd to me to have spark be a full syllable. You know what I mean? Like if you try saying spark, see if there's 2 syllables in that. Spark, spark, spark. I don't see that. Spark,
So Danny,
spark.
about it being
So I think
spark.
1 syllable, right? So it's got to be spark. Now, here's the thing we got to think about though. What was the objective? Because remember, we always read the objective at the beginning of the lesson, and that kind of cues us into what we're learning today. So thinking about what we read in the objective, do you think both of these are right? Daniel?
Well, I don't think they're both right.
Okay.
Cause for sparkle, there's more room for, there's more letters. There's, if it was between the R and the K, spar is a word on its own, and there would be more, and the second syllable would be more than just two words.
2 letters?
Yeah, 2 words.
Well, yeah. Well, from previous syllables that we've looked at, some syllables can be a single letter. So it doesn't always have to be about how many letters each syllable has. So it could be 2, like re-teach, right? Re is a 1 syllable, and it's 2 letters. So it can be 2 letters for a syllable. Zoe?
So, when you say sparkle, it's not like the spar, like when you're fighting a gas, it's the spark, because it's supposed to be like something sparkles.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a firework thing. So spark would make more sense in that sparkle than spar. So there is that. Bracken?
I think it's that one, because you don't say sparkle.
Yeah, I can see that too.
But where's the L?
So,
Daniel.
well,
That's
it's
not
L-E.
sparkle.
Oh, the E is silent, Marcos.
It's pronounced sparkle.
So, thinking about that, if that is true here, then what about up here? Scramble. Scramble. What do you think, London? Okay. Alright, so we'll leave it alone for right now. But remember, the objective is we break the syllables at the consonant L-E. Remember, that was the objective. So if you were listening, you would know that, oh, we're learning about breaking a syllable right at that consonant L-E part. So you shouldn't be surprised to see words that say spark and then L-E, being the other syllable. Because that's what we're learning today. So it kind of should cue you into thinking, oh, that must be what we're doing. So sometimes syllables are separated before a consonant and LE. We can use this pattern to help us find syllables in multisyllable words. So we'll go ahead and get a whiteboard real quick, marker and all that, and we're going to work through some words that have LE in them.
So Daniel, back to sparkle.
Let's say it's pronounced sparkle.
Yeah. Sparkle.
No, you don't say sparkle, you say sparkle.
It's not coal. It does not sound like coal. It's spark, as in fireworks spark.
I get that, but you have to say
It should be spelled spark, L-I-L-L.
I think it should be sparkle.
Huh?
I agree, Daniel. I think everyone here is smart. Yeah.
I agree with both.
All right.
Oh.
Oh, you're breaking it
It's
down.
with a K, Daniel. Hey,
Yeah, but the K is
spark.
pronounced after sparkle.
It's not
Okay, we're
fight.
moving on.
Yeah, but
So here's a list of words. I want you to take these words and break them into their syllables, thinking about our objective today. Our objective is to learn where to break syllables with a consonant and then LE. So the break is between the consonant and LE. So be thinking about that. Notice all these words have LE in them. remember, a syllable doesn't have to be a word.
Is it a word though?
No. Remember, syllables aren't always words. Sometimes a syllable is just a word part.
Boom. Google says it's spark. Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, moving on. Let's go.
Yeah, but that's
The wiki's never wrong.
Wiki is always.
Okay.
That's not to take that.
Let's go.
Not anybody can put that up.
It's not on Google. It has to go through the.
What the heck? And you're not even supposed to be on your iPad.
I'm not.
Ooh, Wesley's on his iPad.
I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
Tables, maybe. Shuffle. What about any?
All right. Hey, voice is off. We should be working. Sorry. Trying to get some of these words written down.
Why didn't they make words like sparkle? Just
Okay, hey.
L-I-L-L.
We're working. We don't need to talk right now. Let's just be write this stuff down. You can't work and have a conversation at the same time. It doesn't work. You're gonna either focus completely on the conversation or you're gonna focus completely on your work. You'll never be able to do both. I'll get to those.
Some of these are 3-syllable words.
They are.
The wiki's never wrong. Yeah, wrong about some stuff.
Google even says that it's mostly wrong.
Okay, about 30 more seconds. So you have the words written down, which means break them up into their syllables.
Why does Google put that? I feel like it's
Well, based on the objective, right? That might be the case.
Staff.
Okay. Go ahead and talk about some of these. Remember, the objective is we're breaking at a consonant, an LE. I'm just going to go back to that real quick just so we can reread it. Readers can learn to break multisyllable words apart before the consonant and LE. Okay? So, we're thinking about that. How can we break this thing in consonant, LE? So that could be a couple of different things, right? It could be like the scramble where we had SCRAM, break, BLE, but then it can be like sparkle, spark, and then break, LE. So you need to be thinking about those objectives, what our objective is today, and how that relates to these words. All right, so let's start with shuffle. Where do you think shuffle would be at? Zoe?
It would break it down from the S because if there's two letters that are the same, it would be
All right, so you're thinking around here. Shuffle. What are we thinking, Lila? Then we have potentially right here. So this is an interesting one, right? Because we think about the syllables, shuffle, shuffle. So when I think of that second syllable, I hear ul, right? Shuffle. So I'm thinking that second syllable is probably just L-E, shuffle. So I'm thinking it probably is like what Lila said, probably like this, okay? Zoe, you got a comment?
Isn't there like a specific rule that you put in between two letters that have the same
I don't know. I don't think we taught that yet. Maybe it's in a future lesson. I don't think we learned that one yet. If the case, there might be. I'd have to look that up to see if there is a specific rule where you break it off between two same consonants or two same letters. Okay. Startle. What do we think about that one? Bracken?
I think that after the T and before the L.
All right. Startle. Probably right, right? Startle, startle. Sounds about right. How about stable? Marcos?
Stable? It's in between the L and the stable. Stable.
All right. Other thoughts? London? The A in the B. Okay. So this is where we have to listen carefully to our syllables. Stable, stable. Now in that second syllable, do I hear just ul, or is there some other sound in there too?
You also hear a bull.
What do you think?
You hear the BLE, not
Yeah,
just the
so
LE.
ul. So that means that it has to be this one.
Daniel.
Okay? Stable.
Spark.
So remember, sometimes the objective says it's going to be consonant L-E. Alright? Sometimes that's going to happen. Okay, what about tangle? Reckon?
I think it is after the N and before T.
Okay, thoughts? Agreement? Zoe?
I would put it actually after the T.
Alright. Well, think about it. What do you think, Tate? Yes, go quickly, please. So, let's think about the syllables. Tangle. Tangle. Daniel?
Tang. Well, I guess for tang, it's like tang is a mixture of like well, there's a rule where with tang it makes noise when there's an E and N and D right next to each other in the same syllable. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that means it has to be in the same syllable.
Yeah. I think so too. So when you're saying it, you're not saying tangle, right? I'm trying to put the G with the other syllable. You're saying tang, which is T-A-N-G-ble, tangle. So it should be G after the G before the L. What about nimble? Kylie?
N and the B.
All right. Agreements, disagreements?
Agreement.
Wesley?
Disagreement.
Okay.
I think it should go between the B and the L. Nimb. Oh.
Now, you know, that's a...
Yeah.
Yeah, the B is silent.
It's not nim.
So,
It's nimble. No. You can hear it.
that's a tricky one, right? Because nimble or nimble,
It's between the
nimble. I'm thinking though, Wesley, it's probably
Oh, I thought the B was silent in it.
nim and then ol.
You thought the B was silent and you can say nimble.
Yeah, you do
Make a
say,
good point.
I know, it is tricky though, right? Because
You make a
sometimes
good
it
point.
sounds like the B could be silent, but in this case it's not. Okay, for sake of time, we're just gonna do portable, and then we're gonna stop, okay? So, who would like to do portable? Jet? You have to have the book closed. You have to be participating in this, because right now we're focused on syllables. So, how would you break up portable? Okay? So, you're saying between the T and the A, between the A and the B.
Yeah.
Agreement.
Agreement, disagreement? I see Emmett's not too happy about it. I see a bunch of other hands. Brecken, we'll start with you.
Because when you say portable, you don't say port a, you say portable.
Alright, London. Okay. Alright. So, London's saying if you look at the word parts, able's 2 syllables. Able. Okay. Zoe?
Because just learned about this, it's saying its name, so I think it can't really be its own, like it can't be with the rest of the word.
Okay. So where would you break it up then?
Well, I'm saying that's right. I'm just saying
Oh.
that's like, yeah, right.
Oh, why it's broken up right there.
Yeah.
Yep, that's a good callback. Yeah, because it is a long vowel sound. And typically after a long vowel sound is where you break the syllable. Usually. Most of the time. Brecken?
London says that you have to put able in one syllable, but when you put able in one syllable, you say able, not able.
Well, able.
Able.
My mouth moves twice, so that sounds like 2 syllables to me. Able. Able doesn't sound quite right. So I think it's 2 syllables. Able. So it's got to be like this, I think. Portable. Portable.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So you go ahead and clean off your whiteboards.
Okay, no, guess what I just realized is something in the back of my seat.
Is there one?
There is, yeah.
And what I want you to do is
People have different ways of doing
you have a few steps here. Listen carefully. You have a few steps. I want you to find another student nearby and tell them what you can do to help read the word accessible using what we learned. So like where are the syllables at? The next thing you need to do is put away your whiteboards, markers, and erasers. And then the third thing you need to do is get your reading materials. Alright, so you're going to do those 3 things. So reflect, find somebody, talk about this, clean up, get your other stuff. Go ahead and do that.
Okay.
it.